All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
Rightio legends, Chaos Chronicles, and we're back with another video, and so we will be answering questions again today. But before, as always, if you guys haven't already subscribed, please take this time to jump down there and shoot me a subscription. That'd be absolutely appreciated, and hit that bell icon. You'll never miss any of my videos again. And it still turns out up to 50% of our viewers are still not subscribed. So yeah, if you guys haven't already subscribed, jump down there, shoot me a subscription. Be really, really appreciated. All right, let's go. So at Gig Economy 4, like FOR, says, Biff, congrats on the life change. As a recovered gambling addict myself, I totally understand the dark path gambling addiction can take one down. I was going to ask you, fine sir, would you be able to make a video on Phoebe Bishop and the two dogs that took her out and what may or may not take place to them in lockup? Loving your content, and keep up the hard work. Well, thank you heaps, mate, for the awesome question. And yeah, thank you. I will keep up the good work. So I think, to be straight up, they're in for a life of hell, and probably a life that's not going to be very, very long lived, to be honest. I think if the past few years and things that have happened to you know sex offenders in the past, I think if that is anything to go off, and especially in Queensland, as you know, some well-known sex offenders were unalived in the Queensland prison system in recent years, very recent years. And I guess, from my own perspective and what I know, like, this is the most, like, most hated of crimes that anyone can do. And especially because the girl was so young, and what happened to her was pretty brutal. And I think that even just the fact that even if they didn't get found guilty for that, and they did end up in prison, I think the fact that their house was the way it was, where there was like dead animals in the house, there was like animal feces around, possibly human feces, like absolutely putrid, like that in itself would see them getting muffed up in prison. And so yeah, and the Queensland prison system is the absolute worst place they possibly could have ended up. And yeah, there's just no way out of it. And it doesn't matter where they go. Obviously, they're going to get sent to protection where all these, SEGs offenders get sent. And if all you have to do is Google, SEGs offenders unalived in Queensland prisons, you will see that it happens pretty often. And it doesn't matter that they are in protection; like, they are seen as the worst of the worst by absolutely everybody. And even if they go to protection, there'd be people in protection that aren't rapists that would absolutely hate that these people unalived a young girl and stuff like that. So they're just not safe. And it doesn't even matter if they go to protection. Like, these people always seem to get got, and it's just human error. Like, that's what it is normally. Like, I've got my hands on two separate people that have unalived babies on two separate occasions at Port Phillip, and this is absolutely something that can be done. And a lot of the times, the officers are in on it anyway. So, I just think that that they are in for a world of hurt. And you just got to understand that the screws are human as well and hate these people just as much as the crooks do. So you will find that these people will definitely find themselves in, unfortunate accidental situations, where they are unalived, and I think absolutely is the right thing. I think that I've made light of it in so many other videos that the real justice happens to these people behind the prison walls, and it's the justice that you never hear about. But let me tell you, it does take place, and especially in the Queensland prison system. I mean, like I said, just jump on Google and have a look, and you'll see the statistics are pretty high. And I think that out of all the states and the deaths inside prisons, like Queensland is much higher than all the other states. Like, it's a total different environment than, the Victorian prison system, for instance. The screws don't even come out of their box. Their box is caged in. They don't walk in amongst around the prisoners up there, and there are some dangerous motherfuckers up there. And like the likes of, I don't know if you guys have heard about the Angry Gang, but there are the likes of gangs like that are no nonsense, hard men that, a lot of them are never getting out of prison, and are well known for, this kind of thing. That's what I'll say. And yeah, these people are absolutely in for the honest truth, my honest truth. Like, I think that they will both of these pieces of chips will not make it out of prison at all, and they're going to get whopping sentences anyway. So it's going to give people plenty of time to plot what's going to happen. But yeah, my honest 100% opinion is that they will not make it out of prison alive. And unfortunately, they've committed this crime in Queensland, where things are a lot different. And yeah, that's my prediction. So yeah, I hope that answered it. Honestly enough, it's an absolute tragedy what happened. I think that everybody was, kicking back and praying for a good outcome, and that maybe she had just run away, and it turns out that her housemates had unalived her, and turns out it was pretty horrible too. So rightly so, I think that the real prison justice, the real justice happens behind the walls in prison, and rightly so. These real pieces of shit do not belong in society, and I think that rightly so, and I hope that that is what happens personally. And yeah, I think that time will see that their court will take a good 2.5 to 3 years, and they probably won't even make that time, if I'm honest. And yeah, I just hope that they get the real justice that's deserved. That's all I'll say. I'd like to say a lot more, but like I'll probably get trouble for saying it, so I won't say it. But yeah, I definitely think that that is what will happen, and there's no two ways about it. And like I said at the start as well, like even the fact that their house was as putrid as it was, and if you guys didn't see the footage of inside the house where that poor girl was living with these people, like, my God, absolutely mind boggling how people can let their house get to that level of putridness. And yeah, so, and I guess, no one's going to know what really happened. We could only imagine what had happened. But I mean, I guess, there's a lot of rumor and speculation going around that, maybe something happened to her and they did that to cover their tracks, which is a possibility. But like, at the end of the day, it's just speculation. And I guess there's only three people that really know the reason why that happened, and hopefully that in good time and in court that the real reasons for this do come out. and hopefully that will amplify the situation in them not being able to walk out the prison gates. You know, they don't deserve it, I don't believe. But yeah, I hope that answered it good enough for you. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. And yeah, the statistics will say that if you go and have a look on Google, yeah, the statistics say that these people do not make it out alive, and rightly so. I think so. All right. If you guys have got any questions that you'd like me to answer with a video, chuck it down in the comment section of this video, and I will do my utmost best to answer it with a video. Obviously, I can't answer every single question with a video, but I do my best to get around to most of them. I do answer all my questions, so if you just have a question that you want answered anyway, chuck it down in the comment section, and I do get around to all of them, and I do answer them all. So yeah, chuck it down in this comment section, and if you guys haven't already subscribed, jump down there, shoot me a subscription. That'd be absolutely appreciated. And if you smash that bell icon, you'll never miss any of my clips again. All right, legends, I have been the Chaos Chronicles. Don't do drugs in jail and you won't end up in prison. We out.
The Chaos Chronicles, where the darkness thrives. True tales of madness.